Hey everybody, Josh Craven from Lawschooli.com here. Just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about the upcoming June and July LSAT test dates. We got just under 8 weeks till June, and we've got just about 3 months until July. Either way, whether you're going to take one or the other, or maybe even both, it is time to buckle down and start prepping. I tell this to my students all the time. There's really nothing else that you can do over the next 2 or 3 months that has as much potential to impact your life in a positive way moving forward than studying for the LSAT, right? I studied for 3 months. I went from a 152 to a 177. That completely changed the entire trajectory of my life. Completely changed everything. There's no way I would have gotten into University of Chicago with 152. Ended up with a 177. I got in with the largest scholarship they offered at the time. It can really change your life. It can really impact everything that you do from this point forward. Not to put too much pressure on you, which, speaking of the pressure, I wanted to talk about the June and July LSAT test dates kind of being back-to-back this year. If you're unfamiliar, the July test date is new this year. Last year, if you took the June LSAT and something didn't go great on test day, maybe you were sick or you just had a bad day, just didn't feel like you put in a great performance, you had to wait all the way until September to retake, which that's 3 months, a lot. You can lose a lot of that, the skills that you've been building up, and it's hard to stay motivated for another 3 months, especially if you've already been prepping for a while. So sometimes retaking in September after a June test date that doesn't go great, it's really tough. This year, unlike in the past, you don't have to wait 3 months anymore. Now you've got the July LSAT test date, this new test date they've added, about a month after June. So if something, God forbid, goes wrong on test day, you have to retake, no big deal. You got a month. A month is a great amount of time to kind of keep your skills sharp and maybe sharpen them even more and shake off those test day jitters and go in for a retake in July and crush it. Now, the June LSAT's on June 11th. The July LSAT registration deadline is on June 13th. So you're not going to have your June LSAT score back before you have to make the decision whether or not to register. But that's all right. I feel like most people generally have a pretty good sense of how they performed on test day, whether they lived up to their expectations, especially if you're somebody who has, as we recommend, taken plenty of practice tests. So yeah, it's just a really awesome opportunity here for everyone who's taking the LSAT this year to have June and July, these two scoring opportunities, these two test dates, so close to each other here in the summer when maybe you don't have classes and stuff and you can really stay focused on prepping for the LSAT. I think everybody should try to aim for June, if at all possible. Study like June is the test date. Then you have the opportunity to either change the test date if you just aren't ready for June, and you can take it in July, or if you go in and don't put in a score or an effort that you feel confident with, you can always retake in July. Or even if you do go in and you feel good, you can take it a second time in July. Like, there's no downside to, even if you go in and you feel like you did great, to taking it again. It's an extra month of prep, and maybe it'll add a point, maybe it'll add 2 points to your LSAT score. And if you can do that, add a couple points to your LSAT score, it can realistically get you into law schools that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get into. It can get you scholarship money that you otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to have. I mean, why not take 2 shots at it? It's a no-brainer to me. If you can spend that extra month studying for that July test as well and have a second shot at maybe $60,000 in scholarship money, why not take that chance? There's just no downside and a ton of potential upside. So go for it. If you're just getting started studying for June, or if you need some extra help, we've got the 8-week or 2-month LSAT study schedule on Lawschooli.com that will walk you from sort of today all the way up to test date. It'll take you through the best LSAT prep books and a bunch of LSAT prep tests. You've got to buy your own prep tests and stuff, but we sort of tell you exactly what to read and exactly what to drill, and exactly which prep tests to take and exactly when to take them, right? So it makes it really easy for you to self-study for the LSAT. You don't have to spend $1,500 or whatever on an LSAT prep course that may or may not work. Spend $20 on this. Buy the best books on the market that you're going to want anyway, And by the prep test that you absolutely have to have if you want to do well in this test, you already are going to have these things. Our study schedule just kind of tells you how to work through the material in the best way possible, the most efficient way possible to achieve the best possible result. Go get the 8-week schedule, or if you're taking July, get the 3-month schedule. If you're taking in September, the 5-month schedule, all on Lawschooli.com. Check out our Mastermind Group too. We're accepting new members for the Mastermind Group here for the upcoming June and July LSAT. If you want to join us, you'll get access to all of our study schedules. You'll get access to our new logical reasoning course, which is also available on Lawschooli.com. We've got logic games course in the Mastermind Group. We've got reading comprehension lessons. We've got private forums where we help students. We have weekly office hours sessions where you can come and ask us questions. We have weekly prep test review sessions where you take a prep test and then come in and we talk about it and discuss it. And I think the Mastermind Group right now is priced at $199. It's not that much money, and you get a ton of value out of it. I mean, just a ton of value.